Good evening, everyone. It is Alvie from Just Alvie News. Hope everybody's having a great evening tonight. Give you guys a few seconds to log on while we're waiting. I'll adjust that light and make me a little bit more palatable. If I can change, oh, that made it worse, huh? Click a correction. Yeah, click a correction. Click a care, a like, and all that good stuff. Let me turn that light around. Me turning the light around. See, a little bit of light makes a difference. Hope everybody's doing okay. What's up, Debbie? What's up, Amber? Man, boy, it's a hot day. What's up, Felix? Said I thought I'd come on here and chat with you guys about something that is near and dear to my heart and something that changed my life forever. What's up, Charla, my friend? What's up, Janie? What's up, Glenda? What's up, Angelina? I'll wait till my notifications off. Get off there. What's up, Tina? Hope everybody's having a good day. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Betty? What's up, Mariah? What's up, Felicia? What's up, Kathy? We'll get started in just a minute. Irene says hi, everyone. What's up, Dale? What's up, James? What's up, Tisha? What's up, Steve? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. What up, Anthony? What up, Patty? I'm trying to get to one particular post, then we'll get started. What's up, Robin? What's up, Lisa? Lisa, by the way, wouldn't believe what we talked about in Life Recovery today. About being mad at God. True story. True story. What's up, Debbie? Oh, it's hot here, too. What's up, Megan? What's up, Sharon? What's up, Trisha? What's up, Deborah? I'm not answering those questions when y'all ask me those. What's up, Estelle? What's up, Christy? We about to get started. I'm pulling up pictures because, you know, I got to have pictures, right? Got to have pictures. Your book's on the way. Awesome. What's up, Roswith? Ronnie? Robin? Yeah, that will probably work. I can probably pull that one around. Actually, why don't I just go to my own page? What's up, Lori? What's up, Cheryl? We'll get started. I'm looking for a picture. What's up, Joyce? What's up, Carol? What's up, Lori? Yeah, we're just going to use that one. That'll work fine. I have to pull it over a little bit. Maybe. I should have prepared this before. What's up, Tom? What's up, Bill? Here, I'll scoot this over a little bit. It'll be easier when I do that. What did I do now? What's up? Hey, here we go. Now everybody's saying what's up. So, I wanted to talk briefly about a case that changed my life. And we're on the 1-year anniversary of it, coming within a few hours from now. I will tell you guys, I am talking about 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. I'll show you guys a picture of him, in case y'all don't know who he is. That's 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. I'm looking at that, Robert. That's 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. In the early morning of June 23rd of last year, he was shot and killed by former Lonoke County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Davis for having a smoky vehicle and having a Peak Nutrition jug in his hand. My news page at the time, I Forever 17, for real. By the way, I will get emotional on this one. I can't help to. My news page at the time probably had less than 200 followers. I often talked about police brutality and about how bad police put good cops in jeopardy. I remember waking up on June 23rd and reading the story that a 17-year-old had been shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy, and he apparently was unarmed. I got on my newscast with all like 100 of you at the time, told the story, and I compartmentalized it. Like I had others, because at this point I'd been following a lot of police brutality cases. So I departmentalized it, but I knew it was close. At this point in time, I knew very little about the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office. I mean, very little. By the way, Stephanie says our lives were changed forever here in BB. He was an amazing young man. What's up? What's up, Claire? What's up, Kathy? Yeah, I'll say hi to you guys. That'll give me time not to cry. To give you guys a recap, it was on the 22nd. Him and his buddies was rebuilding the transmission. Rebuilding the transmission on their vehicle. No, we didn't know that at the time. Only thing we knew on that June 23rd of last year is that a 17-year-old had been shot and killed, and they wasn't releasing body camera footage. During that week, with pressure mounting on Sheriff John Staley, who I personally believe is one of the most corrupt sheriffs in Arkansas. Jimmy Cavan has did an incredible job of pointing out his corruption. He has shown Staley assaulting inmates. He has showed Staley hiring felons to work as jailers. He has showed Staley taking female inmates out of the jail into a park for private time. And dude's still in office. He's provided racist comments that he's made. So I didn't know anything about Lonoke County. All I know was another person had been shot and killed by a police officer. So I began to follow the case slowly. Of course, when the pressure mounted on the corrupt Sheriff Staley, he got on and said that he didn't watch the body camera footage, and a couple of days later, he fired Michael Davis for not turning on the body camera, which started throwing suspicions up to me, because the dude had just said he hadn't watched it and he had turned everything over to the state police. But once the family and friends began putting pressure on him, he fired Davis, because Davis didn't have his body camera on as required by policy. And of course that gave other Lonoke County deputies the opportunity to say, well, that's because the body cameras don't function right. Then as time passed on, I started looking more and more to the case. Debbie, I see you guys. I'm going to get to Jordan and all of them. I started looking more and more to the case. At one point, I did a broadcast, and we had a poser come on here. He asked for forgiveness afterwards, said he was there. But out of that guy coming on and faking, that put me in direct contact with Hunter's family and his friends. And then I began to get to know them And then I began to hear the real story, the story none of y'all was getting. Hunter, Jordan, Landon, just kids working on a truck so they could make it to work the next morning. Transmission. Smoky. Jordan and Hunter decided to take it on a test drive to see if it's fixed. Well, just like any of us when we're that age, if you spill fluid on an engine, it makes it smoke. And that was the case. They had a very smoky vehicle. By the way, I'm halfway through this, but I do want to say in case I lose half of you guys, one of the reasons I'm bringing it up today is tomorrow at 5:30, they are doing a balloon release for Hunter at his gravesite. So in case I lose this 50, I want to let you guys know that before I continue. So they go down the road. I've read the reports. I listened to the testimony. Davis lies. His story doesn't really match up. But even giving him at his word, the boys have to stop. They put more fluid in it. This is down the street by a church. They come back. It's really smoking. Davis says that's why he called it in to see if it was a stolen vehicle. It was not stolen, but he continued to follow it. What's up, Leonard? What's up, Pam? What's up, Takara? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Loretta? Oh, that's so sweet. Lisa's going to plant flowers for Hunter tomorrow. What's up, April? So now they're headed back. By the way, this isn't very much time. This is pretty quick. Now, I don't know if you know too much about transmissions, but if you can't get it out of first to second gear, it can't go no 40 miles an hour. If y'all question any of the facts, I promise I can give you the exact specifics. So when I say like going about 40, so Davis said they were going like 40 miles an hour, which was actually impossible for them to be going. Of course, that's where the story starts getting crazy, because the boys pulled over like they was turning into Mahoney's body shop, and Davis turned in behind them, and that's where we kind of lose some sense, because he calls dispatch and says he's going to pull the car over. His statement court really didn't indicate that. They whip in. Now I want y'all to realize their body cameras take about 5 seconds to come on. So we know Davis phoned dispatch saying he's going to pull over. Hunter and Jordan turn into Mahoney's. Landon starts heading back up from the shop. Hunter jumps out, starts grabbing for the Peak Nutrition bottle in the back to brace the truck to stop from rolling. At some point, and we really don't know when, Davis gets at kind of an angle behind him. According to Davis, he yelled, "Get back in the truck, get back in the truck, show me your hands, show me your hands," and then he shot. According to Jordan, the passenger, that didn't happen until after the shot. According to Landon, who was hiding, that didn't happen until after the shot. Michael Davis didn't turn on his body camera until after he shot Hunter Brittain. So It took him 18.5 seconds to call in a traffic stop, whip in behind these two kids, jump out of a vehicle, yell verbal orders, and then shoot and kill 17-year-old unarmed Hunter Brittain. 18.5 seconds. When the other police officers, oh, Mary, I love you guys. Big hug to Mary Brittain there. We're supposed to believe in 18.5 seconds Davis and the 17-year-old was supposed to respond. Okay, so my question has always been, if my hands were already in back of the truck and you're telling me to show me your hands, what's Hunter supposed to do? You know, and that's going with Davis's story. So, going with Davis's story, you know, what was Hunter supposed to do? Of course, when his cop buddies got there, and we're hearing it on camera, he's yelling, he had a jug, he had a jug. Why did he have a jug? Never once did he say he had a gun. When Davis was interrogated, like 5 days later, 5 days, you and I would be taken in right then. 5 days later, he still didn't mention a gun. By the way, that's a benefit of a cop. You get that grace period. You see, some of y'all hadn't heard the story, so I will tell who said they hadn't heard the story. Jordan was there. He watched his lifelong best friend get shot. But then they pulled Jordan out of the vehicle and they put him in the vehicle behind Hunter, and he had a clear view. Oh, I'm sorry, Brittains, for saying this. He had a clear view of watching his buddy bleed to death. I watched 8 different body cameras that didn't have the blocks. That didn't have the fade. So you could see everything. And when I'm watching Hunter's poor helpless body, all I could think about was poor Jordan sitting in back of that cop car, having to watch it live. I think Jordan had just turned 17. Here I was 47 and I'm watching it on video and just falling to pieces. Jordan's 17. I believe he just turned 17 just a few days before. And he's sitting there and having to watch. And I gotta tell you, the unedited versions of the video are just, they will change your life forever. There's so many things wrong there. Mary Brittain says it's haunting for Jordan and Landon daily. None of them received any justice the day they let him go home. No, they did not. Here's the deal. I'll skip forward in case some of you don't know the verdict. After all the evidence The jury come back and found Davis guilty of negligent homicide, gave him the maximum, which is 1 year in prison and a $1,000 fine. Basically a misdemeanor, which would allow him to be a police officer again. And he was released on bail that day, pending his arrest. Pending his appeal. For months, I dug and dug. I present what I believe to be facts. I got a couple of things wrong, but just about everything I'd said over the course of the months waiting to trial was true. And remember, people saying, don't try it in social media, Alvie. Don't do it this. Don't do it this. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Hunter's family deserves so much better than this. Jordan and Landon, they need that county to pay for mental treatment for them. I believe it was Landon. And Landon, if it wasn't you, apologize. You know, a few weeks before court, Lonoke County got behind him and was trying to pull him over at dark. And the boy was scared. So he took off. They try to use that against him in court. I mean, these kids see their best friend die, and now we expect them to pull over for the same police officers. Of course, over the course of the trial, we discover that Michael Davis suffers from attention deficit disorder and is required to be on Adderall in order to function. And according to him, halfway through the month, he lost his prescription for it at a firefighters convention. And so he was unmedicated for his attention deficit disorder. Sheriff Staley knew. Sheriff Staley testified in court, said he knew Davis didn't have his medication, but yet he still put him on the street with a gun and the ability to take someone's life. You know, I suffer from mental illness. I suffer from ADHD and bipolar. I often hear about bipolar people not needing access to guns and them trying to pass laws for that. And we have a sheriff, a crooked. Sheriff Staley is crooked. 100%. He's a crook. He abuses inmates. He does covers up. Hundreds of things on him. what got me through all this, I know how my family would have reacted. Anger. Even at the verdict. See, because when we went to court, the judge, thinking she was doing the right thing, really violated a bunch of rights. She controlled what was put on vehicles in public parking spots. Family had to tape over Justice for Hunter bumper stickers and window decals. If they parked their vehicle across the street and it said Justice for Hunter on it, they were going over there and having the vehicles towed away. But yet, Searcy and Lonoke County police officers were all over the place, as well as their cop cars. But the Brittain family never lingered. They never backed down. They made us have someone watch us go to the bathroom. They dismissed Michael Davis's side first from court. All in the name of doing the right thing. The reason they gave for the court is when he is at his arraignment, we were all outside the courthouse, and they said we was making too much noise, which was fine because we was literally outside the court building. Deborah, I have to tell you, that trial got the best judge in Lonoke. It's hard to, you can see connections. You can see connections between other judges and crooked, corrupt Sheriff Staley. You couldn't find one for Judge Elmore. In fact, I told the head bailiff of Judge Elmore's court the last day, I said, hey, I want to tell you something, and I appreciate if you tell Judge Elmore. I do not agree with all the decisions she made as far as what we could wear, where we could park, and what our cars could say. I said I won't agree with that. I said, but I do want to thank you guys, because I truly, honest to think, from y'all's part, y'all were doing what y'all did best to make sure this wouldn't result in a mistrial. So I can be aggravated at Barbara Elmore for those unconstitutional things, and those can come at a different thing. They did do that. You know, you see Hunter's family on here. We was warned at the very beginning. No emotions. No emotions. No emotions. There were times that members of Hunter's family had to get up and walk out. But the majority of the time, they sat there through that painful testimony and listened and held their emotions in. The court made a clear separation between those on Hunter's side and Davis's side. They allowed Davis's pregnant wife to sit right on the front row. But you couldn't even really tell who was Hunter's mom, who was Hunter's grandma, or who was Hunter's sisters on Hunter's side. And the more I got to know the Brittain family, the more I realized that they're like us around here. Good, loving people. Problems just like we have. But don't like holding their mouth up, just like we don't. But they did it. And from the very first time that I spoke to Hunter's grandma, Granny Beck, Rebecca Payne, she's on here a lot. She always said the first time when they didn't hand down the murder, and they didn't, was looking for a tougher charge. She come out of that court, she says, that's okay, as long as he never has to own a gun again. They wasn't even trying to destroy Davis's life. They was just trying to make sure that he wasn't capable of doing it again. Of course, when we get to court and we get the verdict, and by the way, we're told that when my cousin is murder trial set in the court, they actually get to decide. You'll see the motions filed of what's allowed to be told to the jury. Unfortunately, we didn't get all that because Judge Elmore sealed everything until afterwards. Boy, that threw me off from where am I at. After court, let me tell you about jury. So, if you've ever been on a jury, you get to choose what you're going to charge them with, but you don't know what the sentence is. Generally speaking, if a jury comes back with the max, especially on a case like this, max sentence and max fine, the jury believed that the charge would have resulted in more time, because it didn't take very long for them to come back with the sentence, which was the max when you're in prison and $1,000 fine. Outside the court, Hunter's family gathered. I was speaking to Granny Beck. I don't know, it might be on camera, maybe it's not. She looked at me and she said, I know it's not what we wanted, but I also know God's going to take care of them. This has been the humbleness of Noah Hunter Brittain's family. Noah should have graduated with his sisters this year. Noah should be on his way to the military. Davis will get to watch his son be born. Jordan and Landon will have to wait for some civil lawsuit before they even get medical help, because the county don't want to do anything, because that makes them admit fault. So tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. They're going to do a balloon release for Hunter at Grizzard Cemetery. It's about 45 minutes away in El Paso, Arkansas. I'm going to do my best to drive up there. I'm guilty of not going to Mahoney's body shop where Davis murdered Hunter, even though I've been invited. I'm guilty of not going to visit Hunter's grave. Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. How Michael Davis is probably at home watching me right now. And Sheriff Staley won his Republican primary. It's like, y'all are so busy, some of you, and I'm not, y'all are so busy focused on politicians that the people that are destroying our lives right here, we just let them get away with it. I know it's going to be a long night for Hunter's family. Lori, we got to figure a way to get him out before 4 years. It's going to be a longer night for Jordan and Landon. And I'll tell you this, if you don't suffer from PTSD, it might be hard for you to understand. But today and tonight, both of them will be triggered. Jordan will relive every second. And Michael Davis is probably home watching TV. I wish I would have got to meet Hunter. You know, their family, like Granny Beck lost her husband Richard just a few weeks ago. Like one tragedy after another. I mean, to watch Mystic and Charlie have to go to their graduation without their brother. But they made him a seat. My heart hurts for them. And if you have not prayed for the Brittain family ever, and by the way, when I say family, I include Jordan and Logan because they are like one family. If you haven't prayed for the Brittain family, I beg of you to say a prayer for them tonight and tomorrow. You know, the pursuit for justice for Hunter is not over. Even in my tears, I want them to sue the crap out of that county, that sheriff's office, that sheriff, and Michael Davis. And then I want to use Hunter's death to make a change in our state and hopefully all over the United States. We got to get Hunter's Law passed. Hunter's Law is pretty simple. It's a law that would require police officers in the state of Arkansas to turn their body cameras on while on duty. If that jackass cop would have had his body camera on, we'd know the truth. And he'd be in jail for murder. Not a freaking misdemeanor. Yeah, I get mad. I really thought with all the work that Jimmy Cavan had did to expose Staley, we would see a different result. Lisa, they re-voted in the sheriff out of here. If you would have told me a year ago that this case would have impacted my life like it has, I would have told you you're crazy. I watch police brutality videos every single day. I'd followed hundreds of cases of bad police hurting and killing innocent people. And that day, you know, I read it and hear another tragedy. And the truth at the time, it didn't even list the color of Hunter's skin. And oddly enough, whether you say that doesn't matter, it does. I thought I would just be looking to make sure they weren't trying to cover it up. That's really how it started. Then I messed around. Even though I did my best, I'd go those court appearances and I'd try to stay journalistic. Go to the events, still try to be journalistic. But when you look around, and you realize Hunter's family and friends are just like us. Normal freaking country, small town living people. And you can't help but to fall in love with them. You can't help but to learn from them. I have no idea how Hunter's Uncle Jesse or any of Hunter's uncles didn't go do what I know I'd do. Mary, you guys are like, I remember like first time I encountered all of you guys, you know, I still fairly knew all this, so I was trying to be, now you know why, Mary, like I get emotionally involved. But man, y'all were just like my neighbors that I go hang out with, like the way y'all dressed, the way y'all act, the things y'all did. It was like y'all was a family from right here in our little town. Y'all love to fish. You go mud riding. You wear flip-flops and love the Razorbacks. That's what I mean by like us. Like that family could have been. We have that occurs here. My life is better for getting to know them. And the truth is, I can't wait to get to know them even more. I can't wait to get them to know them more outside of Hunter's death. I tell you what, I read the comments. I bet if you met Hunter's family, you met, I truly feel like I know Hunter. Even some of these smart-ass phrases he used to tell these friends. You know, the thing about teenagers, when you talk to them, they talk to you. It's real. And they are simply amazing people. So when we go to bed tonight, y'all remember you know, it's gonna be so bad on the other Brittain, but I keep thinking of Jordan. Y'all say a prayer for Jordan, Landon, Mystic, Charlie, Mary, Jesse, Granny Beck, Scott, Stacy, all their friends and family. Y'all say a prayer for them tonight before we go to bed. If you can't be at the balloon release tomorrow at 5:30, light a candle in Hunter's favor. Hold one in your own little area. A 17-year-old reaching in the back of a pickup truck should not be a death sentence in the United States of America. So please, guys, if y'all can't be there, balloon release is tomorrow at 5:30. Hunter died real early in the morning on the 23rd. So if you want to stay out and light a candle for him, then you can as well. And I'll speak on behalf of the Brittain family right now. When I tell you, I know they are so thankful for y'all's support and y'all's prayers. To hear things like Hunter's Army, we're Hunter's hands, justice for Hunter, and spreading the message. You all will never understand how much that means to them. I gave my word to Granny Beck. And I told Hunter myself. And I tend to keep that promise. I will never, never let anyone forget 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. Nor will I ever let anyone forget that his murderer is former Lonoke County Sheriff Deputy Michael Davis. That is the least that I can do. I do. The Brittans, y'all know I love you guys. Hey, I'll try to read some comments now if you guys want to. Here's actually my shirt from Michael Davis. I don't know if it's backwards on your end. This is karma. What comes around goes around. So the address of the cemetery, let me get it for you guys. It's going to be tomorrow at 5:30. It's at Grizzard Cemetery in El Paso, Arkansas. That is 3101 Arkansas Highway 5 in El Paso, Arkansas. Thank you guys for the hugs. I wondered for weeks how I would talk about this tonight. I handled the trial well. I did not handle all the body camera footage and all the reports. That well. Because no matter what angle you look at it, so tragic. So if you ever ask me what case has impacted my life the most, you know, I've told y'all a few pretty bad ones. But the one that's impacted my life the most is this one. The bad guy is still on the street. And we know who he is. And the bad guy didn't take a thug off the street. The bad guy took a 17-year-old who was heading into the military. Off the street. We have a problem in our country. I'm not allowed to call out bad police officers. And we got to fix that, because there are good police officers. Michael Davis is not one of those. Sheriff John Staley is not one of those. That fat-ass deputy he has working for him and their comments, he's not one of those. Things grinds for the soul. So, if I emotionally bring myself to it, I do plan on, it's only about an hour away. If I can emotionally bring myself to it, I will be going to the balloon release. Tomorrow. I'm going to do my best, Mary. That's what I can promise you. Maybe it's something I need to do. But as y'all say prayers for me and want to give me hugs, I'm thankful for that. But just imagine how Hunter's family and friends feel. As Mary says, everyone's welcome to come out tomorrow at 5:30. It's at Grizzard Cemetery. It's 3101 Arkansas Highway 5, El Paso, Arkansas. It's about 47 minutes away from Little Rock. Linda, we're talking about the 1-year anniversary of the murder of 17-year-old unarmed Hunter Brittain, and how tomorrow at 5:30 at Grizzard Cemetery at 3101 Arkansas 5 in El Paso, they'll be doing a balloon release in his honor. And part of that was just catching other people up on the case. Mary, I think I'm going to pull myself to do it. I think I need to do it. Plus, I want to see you guys again. But I miss you guys. Whew. All right. It's just sad. You're right. That's one of the only thing you can do is have prayers. So, yeah. What's up, Jeannie? Mary, give everybody big hugs for me. Just know I'll be thinking about you guys all night tonight. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for joining in. sharing this time with me. Mary, that's awesome that you force them on everyone. I'm a hugger. COVID had kind of stopped me from doing hugging, but now I'm back to hugging. And I need hugs and selfies and all kinds of stuff. And so my goal tomorrow is to drive up there for that balloon release. Jeannie, we're just talking about the 1 year anniversary of the murder of 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. You can, we have COVID, we'll be in spirit. Oh, Trish, sorry about that. Like I told everybody, if you can't go for the balloon release tomorrow, you can light a candle or release a balloon. Mary's got me crying. That's the thing about going live. Once you start losing it, you're like, you got to figure some way to get it back in gear. So I'm gonna go drink me some water. You will for sure hear about Hunter Brittain from me tomorrow. You're for sure hear about that corrupt Lonoke County Sheriff Staley, from me tomorrow. And you will for sure hear about the murderer, Michael Davis, tomorrow. And you will definitely hear about Forever 17, Noah Hunter Brittain. Man. This is Alvie from Just Alvie News, asking you for real, say a prayer for Hunter's family and friends. Send them air hugs, air kisses. If you can't make it to the balloon release tomorrow at 5:30 at Griswold Cemetery, do one locally. If you're up at 2 to 3 o'clock this morning, light a candle on Hunter's behalf. And if you got friends that live in Lonoke, do your best to call and convince them to make sure this dude doesn't get reelected come November. I just don't understand people, and I never will. Mary Brittain says, thank you, Alvie, and thank you, everyone. I'm going to let y'all go in the most appropriate way. Give me 1 second. The only way we can. May you rest in love, Noah Hunter Brittain. Just know we will never forget about you, and we'll make sure no one else does either.